The Texans whisper unfortunately fell this week, where Texans absolutely got demolished at home. The scoreboard definitely makes it look a lot closer than it was, but we had Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or yeah, that was our last game we covered. We had the Indianapolis Colts going down to Houston, and my biggest takeaway from that game was the Colts defense absolutely dominated. Like, the front line was in the backfield giving CJ Stroud problems. Felt like they were really dominating. And then Anthony Richardson looked explosive for the Colts. However, I love him, but he scared me, man. Some of those hits he was taking and he was just dropping the shoulder. It was reckless. Like, there wasn't any improvement from last week. Like, dude, you just got knocked out of your first NFL game last year, and then he was even more reckless this week. I get you're trying to put the offense on your back, but this is why you pay Jonathan Taylor. You have a guy on a rookie contract. Let's get our explosive back behind the offensive line. Jonathan Taylor wouldn't mind being there if you give him the money that he deserves and what he put out there for you in his second year. And then you have some guys with Michael Pittman, where I feel like he's a guy who looks improved, who's worked on his body this year and has some more explosiveness. But overall, I like what I saw from the Colts offense. Their defense played really well in this game, albeit against the Texans offense with no weapons. However, Anthony Richardson scares me. It's like, you got to stop taking those hits.
Yeah, this is where the coaching comes in. Shane Steichen's got to come up to him and say, hey, dude, I know that you're talented. I know that you're mobile, and I know you're a freak athlete. But if you keep on this path, you're not going to play all 17 games, and it's going to hurt your career long term. Been hurt. He's played 2 games. He's been banged up in 2 of those games. He might not even play next week because of the injury. So that's my concern with them. But I agree. I think their defense played very well. I think their coaching upgrade was massive between Frank Reich / Jeff Saturday. I think that was a massive upgrade from them. Shane Steichen seems sharp, and I like their play calls as well. It's really a shame that they're not paying Jonathan Taylor, because I really think that's the missing piece on their offense. You talked about Michael Pittman. Alec Pierce had some plays as well. Zach Moss stepping in for him. He had some nice plays as well. This is an offense that could really benefit from an elite running back.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that it seems like they kind of soured that deal with him. It doesn't seem like he's going to end up staying with the Colts.
Yeah.
But it would be really nice if he could, because that offense would be really nasty and they could be competing for a wild card spot at the end of it. But Gardner Minshew stepped in when Anthony Richardson got hurt, played pretty well for them as well. And then on the other side for the Texans, CJ Stroud made some nice plays as well. I really wish he had a nice receiver. Tank Dell, we saw him make some plays for him. But outside of him, it's like, I mean, you got like Dalton Schultz, who's a good tight end, but he can't be your number one. We saw that in Carolina on Monday night. You got to have more receivers for him. I think next year, that's when they go out and get their guy. But I like the direction of the Texans. But unfortunately, I think my whisper has officially silenced. Maybe my magic was last year and not into this year, unfortunately. Texman Whispers has retired.